Flying economy doesn't have to suck. I've taken over 100 economy flights across the world, and after years of cramped legs, dry air, and zero legroom, I finally cracked the code. These are the exact items I now pack every time to turn a painful economy flight into an actually enjoyable experience. From sleeping better to avoiding those awful airplane headaches, every item in this video solves a real economy class problem. And trust me, you'll want to pack number 1 before your next flight. Number 10. Noise-canceling headphones =, instant escape. Economy is loud. Babies crying, engines humming, people talking. Noise-canceling headphones are the on-off switch for the madness. You don't need anything expensive, just something that cuts out the chaos and lets you zone out with music or movies. Pro tip, combine with our next item for full immersion. Number 9. This tiny device connects your AirPods to the seat screen. Airlines are stuck in the past, and so are their headphone jacks. This little gadget called AirFly connects your wireless earbuds to the seat's entertainment system. It's the difference between watching a movie in peace or struggling with those garbage airline headphones. Quick question. What's your number 1 most annoying thing about economy flights? Drop it in the comments. I read them all, and we might even include your tips in the next video. Everyone tells you to pack an eye mask for long flights, but I stopped bringing one years ago. Why? Because I found something way better. It's called a buff, and I never fly without it. Instead of that tight little strap squeezing your head and sliding off mid-nap, a buff is a soft, stretchy loop of fabric that molds perfectly to your face. It blocks out 100% of light, stays in place, and even holds my noise-canceling earbuds snug while I sleep. But here's the real hack. It's not just an eye mask. I use it as a scarf, a neck warmer, even a makeshift pillow cover if the airline blanket feels sketchy. And when I'm not flying, I wear it hiking to block dust and sun. 1 item, 5 uses. If you're tired of cheap airline eye masks and want something that actually works, switch to a buff. 1 minute you're sweating, the next you're freezing. And on an economy flight, there's no escape, no blankets, no thermostat. Just that weird little air nozzle above your head blasting whatever it wants. And here's the problem. Once you're in the air, you're stuck. You can't dig through your suitcase, you can't ask for help, you're just cold. Or hot. Or both. That's why I never board a flight without 1 key layer, a light hoodie, sweatshirt, or packable travel blanket. Not bulky, not heavy. Just enough to help me control my temperature, instead of letting the cabin do it for me. But here's where it gets clever. I roll mine into a neck pillow, or I fold it behind my lower back for extra support. It's not just for warmth, it's a multi-tool for comfort. Pack a layer = pack control. Miss this step, and you could be shivering at 35,000 feet for the next 12 hours. I used to think compression socks were a joke, something only marathon runners or your grandparents wore. Until one brutal 17-hour flight changed my mind forever. By the time I landed, my ankles were so swollen, I could barely get my shoes back on. They felt like tree trunks, and I was hobbling through customs like I'd just run an ultra-marathon. That's when I realized flying isn't just uncomfortable, it's physically brutal on your body. Here's what happens. When you sit still for hours at 35,000 feet, gravity pulls blood into your lower legs, your circulation slows, your ankles swell, and in worst-case scenarios, it can even lead to serious health risks. Enter compression socks, the most underrated flight hack on the planet. They improve blood flow, prevent swelling, reduce fatigue, and honestly, just make your legs feel normal when you land. Now, I pack them for any flight over 5 hours, and the difference is night and day. I don't care if I look like I'm going to physical therapy. I feel like a first-class passenger when I land. If you've ever stepped off a flight feeling stiff, sore, or swollen, trust me, these socks are your new best friend. If you've ever flown economy, you know this pain. You finally sit down and realize your wallet is jammed in your back pocket, your phone is in your jacket, your passport somewhere deep in your bag, and now you're trapped in the world's smallest seat, doing an awkward shuffle to reach your stuff without elbowing your neighbor. That's why I use what I call my in-flight vault, a slim money belt or crossbody bag that holds every single valuable I travel with. Wallet, passport, cash, cards, headphones, even my phone. Before I board, I load it up. The moment I sit down, I unclip it and slide it right into the seat back pocket in front of me. Everything I need, perfectly organized, within reach, and totally secure. And here's the genius part. Because it's one single pouch, I never forget anything in the seat pocket. I don't drop anything between the cracks. And when the flight's over, I grab it, clip it on, and walk off the plane ready to go. Let's be honest, airplane breath is disgusting. You know exactly what I'm talking about. You wake up from a 4-hour half nap with your mouth wide open, your tongue like sandpaper, your breath a biological weapon, and you're trapped in a flying metal tube with 200 other people. Now here's what most people do. Nothing. They sit there marinating in their own bad breath, hoping no one notices. But here's what I do. I grab my foldable travel toothbrush and a little stick of solid toothpaste, head to the lavatory, and in 2 minutes, I feel like I just hit reset on my entire body. No messy liquids, no leaks in your bag, and no confusion at security. Just pop it out, brush your teeth mid-flight, and come back feeling like you beat the system. And here's the wild part. Brushing your teeth on a long flight doesn't just make your mouth feel clean. It wakes you up. It clears your head. It tricks your brain into thinking you just started your day fresh. It's the cheapest, fastest, and most underrated in-flight transformation out there. Try it once and I promise, you'll never suffer through airplane breath again. Number 3. The 10-second hack that makes you feel like a new person mid-flight. There's a moment on every long flight when it hits you. Your skin's greasy, your face feels sticky, and somehow, even though you haven't moved in hours, you feel gross. You glance in the bathroom mirror and think, what happened to me? Now here's the rookie move, using that tiny airplane sink to splash water on your face. Spoiler, don't do it. That water isn't clean and now you're just spreading it around. Here's what the pros do instead. Face wipes. But not just any wipes. Small, travel-friendly, lightly scented ones designed for skin. I'm not talking about a full shower in the sky. Just a quick wipe down of your face and neck. In 10 seconds you feel clean, you smell better, and your whole vibe shifts. You go from tired zombie to okay, I can finish this flight without losing my mind. And if you're flying overnight or heading straight into a meeting after you land, this is the reset button you didn't know you needed. It's fast, it's simple, and it makes flying economy feel just a little more luxurious. Number 2. How to outsmart the one thing that's draining you during every flight. You may not feel it right away, but every minute you're in the air, the airplane is quietly drying you out like a raisin. Seriously, cabin air is drier than the Sahara, and after a few hours your lips are cracked, your skin's flaking, and your eyes feel like sandpaper. It's not just annoying. It's the reason you land feeling tired, dehydrated, and totally out of it. So here's how I fight back. In 2 layers. First, external hydration. I pack 3 small things: a tube of chapstick, a dab of lotion, and a tiny bottle of eye drops. Together, they fight the dry air on the outside and keep me from feeling like I just crawled out of a desert tent. Then, internal hydration. I bring a collapsible water bottle, and I fill it up at the airport right before boarding. Why? Because in economy, the drink cart takes forever, and those tiny plastic cups don't cut it. With this combo, I stay fresh, clear-headed, and actually energized when I land. Flying doesn't have to suck the life out of you, you just have to come prepared. Number 1. The one tiny kit that could save your entire flight. Let me set the scene. You're 6 hours into a long-haul flight. Your stomach's acting up. Your head's pounding. Your throat feels like you've swallowed a cactus. And you think, I'm stuck. I can't do anything about this. Unless you pack this. I never fly without a tiny travel medicine kit, and it has saved me more times than I can count. It's the smallest item in my bag, but probably the most powerful. Here's what I pack inside mine. Ibuprofen for headaches, body aches, and long-haul fatigue. Tums and Pepto-Bismol for that airplane mystery meal aftermath. Dramamine or ginger chews for surprise turbulence. Cough drops for dry cabin air. Melatonin for overnight flights, and even breath mints. Because nobody wants to sit next to dragon breath for 8 hours. This isn't just a comfort thing. This is peace of mind. You don't realize how vulnerable you are in the air until something hits you mid-flight, and there's nothing you can do. With this tiny kit, you're prepared for everything. It's like bringing a travel nurse that fits in your back pocket. You only have to be caught off guard once to never make that mistake again. So do yourself a favor. Make a kit. Bring it. You'll thank yourself halfway across the ocean. So now you know the secret arsenal that turns a miserable economy flight into something you might actually enjoy. No upgrades, no first-class tickets, just smart packing. But I want to hear from you. What's the one item you never fly without? Drop it in the comments. I'm always looking for new hacks, and we might even feature yours in the next video. If this video helped you, hit that like button so YouTube knows it too. And if you want more smart traveler tricks like this, subscribe and check out my other video on how I converted all my liquid toiletries into solids. Less mess, more speed through security, totally game-changing. Thanks for flying with us. And now, you're officially flying smarter than 99% of passengers.